Bartlett, just where it all started really. I think you were born in Sweden, then came back to England fairly young, and you're now living in Sweden again.
Yeah.
Just can you talk me a little bit about the start of your career over there really?
Yeah, so it started riding a little bit in Sweden, but then we moved back to England when I was 3. So I lived there till I was 7 and done some British Championship, and then some races in Europe as well, World Championships. I won the World Championships on the 50, and then when I was 8 or something, we moved back to Sweden, and then this road 65, 85, and now 125 in Sweden. It's been good. Just a bit far to travel, but good.
And obviously you were a rookie in the EMX125 class last year, but like you touched on there, when you were young you were racing in Europe. For whatever reason, quite a lot of Brits don't do that. Obviously with you living in Sweden, that might make it easier or harder, I don't know, but anyway, the ambition was always there to race in Europe. So do you think that helped you whenever you came into the EMX125 last year, even though it's still a step up?
Yeah, definitely. I started riding outside of Sweden when I was 9, I think. But in Sweden you have to be 12 to ride outside of Sweden. So I had to change to Danish license. So I rode for Denmark till I was 12, and then when I was 12 we changed back to a Swedish license.
And then last year, obviously EMX125 Championship, one of the youngest rider in the classes last year. So the 2 parts of the season, you started off with the German-based team, Kosak.
Yeah.
How was that first of all to start with?
Yeah, it was okay. But we decided to part ways with them because we felt it was better to do it by ourselves for the last half of the year. So we did that, and then I got quite a good result in Matterley Basin, and then now I'm riding for Motivation Motorsports, and so they help a lot, really good, and they're making me better and more ready for the races.
And like you touched on, last year for the second half of the season you were a full privateer. What was it like being a full privateer? And obviously you're driving, I think, from every GP from Sweden, quite a lot of miles. What's that like? I'm sure for your dad.
It's very hard coming from Sweden. So for the last half we only did 2 or 3 races. So Matterley was a long way, but we're used to driving, so that's a bad thing with living in Sweden. But you also then you appreciate it a lot more.
And being this year with the Motivation Motorsport KTM team, how did that ride come about, and how much are they helping you? And it must feel good to have a little bit of support behind you.
We just started talking to them just as friends, and then they offered a ride last year, and it's the best team out there for this year, so we just couldn't say no, and they do everything.
And obviously you were a rookie in the EMX125 Championship last year. How did you find it all being a rookie?
No different to 85s, just of course it's a lot more talent in the 125s, but you get used to it, and then the more years you do, the better results you get. And
this is obviously your second full season. How have you found it racing the championship this year, having the experience of last year behind you? That must help.
It was really it's been good. Just struggling some races in the mud. I can't ride ruts, I'm a sand rider, so it's quite hard. But Sardinia, I was riding in 4th easily, and so in the sand it's a very good point for me. But in the mud I struggle a little bit in the deep ruts. But the mud, you have to get used to it, especially this year. And
just on the level of the EMX125, obviously some of the best young talent in the world race it, but I feel like you have showed good pace this year. But as everyone knows, a good start's key, and staying out of trouble and being at the front the first couple of laps certainly makes life easier. So if you can do that more often, you should put yourself in a good position for a result.
I have the speed to be top 10 every race, but when you get starts back in 30th, it's a struggle. But
And as you touched on there, obviously you're living in Sweden, and you said you're good in the sand. Do you get to ride that much hard pack during the week or during the winters? Is that something maybe in the future you're hoping to do? Obviously difficult, but
that's the thing I need to start doing, because I'm in Sweden all winter and riding in -15 and just frozen tracks with spikes. So we have a hard, tough winter up there. So of course I need to be going down to Spain, Italy, France in the winter, but you can't do everything.
And plans for the rest of the season, obviously, as you said, probably be consistent top 10 guy in EMX, and then Junior World Championship. Is that something you think you'll be racing as well? It's obviously in Central Europe this year, so that's going to be probably bigger than usual, let's say.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the World Championships. That's sand as well, so that's good.
And plans for the future? You're already quite tall compared to last year. Thinking about the 250, or is that still up in the air? You'll think about it at the end of the year?
I don't know yet. We'll see in a couple of months, I expect.
Perfect. Thanks very much for your time.